So today we're going to continue our lesson about Theodore Roosevelt and why he deserves a spot on Mount Rushmore. Now, he did many things related to foreign policy that helped shape our country for the way it is today. Does anyone know one significant thing he did? Well, I'll give you a hint. One thing he did was in South America and involved digging a very deep hole.
He built the Grand Canyon?
He built what's called the Panama Canal, and he built it so there was a better way of transportation through water through South America.
So why should we care about it?
Now this video shows Theodore Roosevelt building the canal between Central and South America. It is one of the many ways we have goods transported throughout the world. Without the canal, we would have to transport our goods all the way around South America to get to the other side, which is very time-consuming. If Roosevelt didn't put this plan into action, we wouldn't have the Panama Canal today because he was the reason it happened. Now in 1903, the Hay-Boonavary Treaty allowed America to buy the canal for only $10 million, which allowed America to have full control over the canal, which we still do today.
Can anyone think of another significant thing he did?
He made the teddy bear?
Well, he made what is called the Great White Fleet.
This fleet was multiple battleships and numerous soldiers to enforce our national defense system and impress other countries with our naval field. Also, Roosevelt wanted to give the Navy the experience of traveling around the world. 16 ships left from Virginia and traveled around the world and returned 14 months later.
And who cares?
Well, this fleet made our Navy strong, and that's why it is as strong as it is today. If Roosevelt didn't take this step to enforce our Navy power, the countries could feel like they could step all over us, because now America has one of the largest navies in the world. After this fleet, our Navy gains domestic support because we can do big and better things. Now, does anyone know what happened between Japan and Russia?
They had a fight?
Yeah, they did actually.
It all started when Japan and Russia disagreed on who should own a certain part of the land. They refused to listen to one another, and that's when Roosevelt stepped in and offered his help to negotiate a peace treaty with the two countries. Initially, they refused, but after a while, they both decided they should meet with him. After a very long talk between the two countries, and with Roosevelt being the mediator between them, they came to an agreement. This agreement stated that all territorial issues will be solved and that they could not argue between each other again.
Okay, but I don't get why we need to know this.
Well, it's important to learn because what happened then affects us now. Roosevelt was seen as a peacemaker, and that is why he was the first president to win the Nobel Peace Prize for his peacemaking skills. Now, can anyone think of anything else Roosevelt did that interfered with other countries?
Isn't that a lot already?
Well, Theodore Roosevelt added what's called the Roosevelt Corollary to the Monroe Doctrine. Venezuela could not repay any debts to Germany and Britain, so Roosevelt feared that the European countries would interfere, so he decided to instead, and took control of Venezuela's custom houses, claimed responsibility in order to avoid violence. A similar incident occurred in Santo Domingo, and this time Roosevelt made a permanent solution to the problem. He added the Roosevelt Corollary to the Monroe Doctrine.
Oh, okay, I see. But that happened so long ago. Why should we care?
Well, the corollary said that the United States would intervene if there were any other serious issues in Latin America's economy. This would prevent any war between Latin America and other countries. Roosevelt wanted to make sure that there were no war disputes between them.
Let me guess. Did he do something else?
Yeah, there was one more thing he did. Any ideas?
I got nothing.
Well, Roosevelt took control over the Philippines and appointed a governor to govern it. After the Spanish-American War, the United States took control over the archipelago from Spain, so now America had full control over the islands. Then Roosevelt decided to appoint William Howard Taft as governor of the islands to form a more civilized society.
That's good for the Philippines, but why does it affect us?
Well, it affects us because it allowed Taft to make a civilized society, which he could then take those skills and transfer them into our country to make our country better. This goes back to Roosevelt because without him taking control over the islands from Spain, Taft couldn't be the governor. And those are just some examples of why Roosevelt played a big part in foreign policy, so he deserves a place in Mount Rushmore. Don't you all agree?
Yeah.